I have a covering on, but it's around my hips, but it's not much. Like an animal cloth.
Okay. How does the body feel? Male, female, young, old, healthy?
I definitely feel young. As I'm scanning up, I feel like it's male.
You holding anything in your hands or on your body? Any ornaments or jewelry?
I have a knife on my hip,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing in my hands.
How does it feel to the touch?
It's like a leather handle sitting in a holster.
What else do you become aware of? Keep moving up the body.
Short twists on my hair, and then there's like a headband on my head also,
Mm-hmm.
very thin. And it looks like I'm scanning for danger. I'm on the lookout.
And are you picking up on anything?
No, everything's peaceful. The animals are just moving by.
Tell me about your face. What do you notice as you look into your eyes?
Strength, but youthful. Not like old, experienced strength, like a vitality. Very high cheekbones.
Anything else you notice about yourself?
Brown skin, but kind of red.
Mm-hmm.
The hue is kind of red.
Keep looking around you and just tell me what comes into focus as you move through the scene and let it unfold.
As I'm walking by, I can tell I have like a sack on my back. I feel like the knife is not there to hunt the animals. I'm there to actually collect from the earth.
Do you get a sense of what you're collecting yet or what's in the bag?
I don't have anything in the bag yet, but it's there to collect things to eat.
Oh,
like
good.
Fruits and vegetables.
Keep moving through the scene. What happens next?
It seems like I'm walking away from where I was standing.
Mm-hmm. With those elephants?
Mm-hmm. Going the same direction as the herd. But again, I'm not trying to hunt them. I get the sense the knife is there for protection, but not from the animals.
They seem pretty peaceful around you.
And there's some zebra going by now.
What else do you notice? What happens next?
There's a mountain out in the distance in front of me that I'm walking towards.
Any sensation as you look at it?
I can feel the heat from the sun, which is setting behind the mountain.
So it was daytime?
Yes.
Good. What else do you become aware of? Keep moving through.
That I'm by myself.
How does that feel?
I'm a little melancholy that I'm by myself.
Tell me more about that. Really tap into it.
I'm melancholy because I've lost somebody, and that's why I'm by myself.
Okay. Become aware of who that person was to you.
I was my wife.
What else is coming through about that? If you feel any emotions, remember they're here as a messenger. We honor them and let them roll through and out. Let any emotion roll through and out.
It's making me sad. It's making me cry.
Honor it. Give voice to it. What does it want you to know?
She was beautiful.
Tell us about her.
She was young, like I am young, and she wasn't supposed to die. I can't see how she died, though. I just know that she wasn't supposed to die yet.
It came too soon.
Yes.
What else do you become aware of? Tap into that inner knowing.
I ostracized myself from the tribe when she died. I left and went off by myself.
What else happened? What do you become aware of?
And I wish I hadn't left, but I didn't know what else to do.
Tell me more about that. What kind of emotions did you feel? What was going through your head?
Anger at her death, blame, just incredible sorrow.
Tap into your body and see if you find those emotions anywhere.
It makes my head feel like it's spinning.
Okay. You can slow down that spinning. You won't feel any discomfort. Just get the information from all these sensations. What is that spinning trying to tell you?
It's like confusion.
Go deeper into that.
Feeling lost.
Without her?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Anything else?
Not knowing what to do next.
Anything else coming through for you? Any information? Any sensations?
Feeling like that lost feeling is not generating from whoever this version of myself is, that it was actually from somebody before this person and it got passed on.
You mean something ancestral or?
Trying to feel if it's from an ancestor or from another life.
Ah, really feel into it. And be patient, it'll come. Just remember to use all your senses. First thing that comes through is fine.
And my head finally stopped spinning, and I still feel in my hands, just like this energy in my hands.
Move your awareness there. See what they're trying to tell you.
Now I'm not in Africa anymore. I'm somewhere where there's water, and I'm in a boat, and my hands are in the water.
Good. Root yourself there and tell me about it. Really describe the scene.
It's this beautiful blue, deep blue water, and I'm part of a fishing tribe, and we're out on a boat fishing. We're out somewhere in the Polynesian islands.
Good,
on
very
a
good.
traditional Polynesian boat.
Really set the scene for me. What do you see, feel, sense, or experience?
We're not far from land because I can see it off in the distance. We're not out in the deep ocean. And the boat has the two parts on the side and the part in the middle, and then the sails.
How many people with you? Are you by yourself or with others?
No, it's a boat full of people. It's like we're out on a fishing expedition.
Are you part of that? You're fishing as well?
Mm-hmm.
Tap into this body. What does it feel like?
I'm a male again.
Mm-hmm. Look down at your feet and let's do the same thing we just did. Really describe if anything's on your feet, any clothing, anything in your hands.
I originally was on my knees with my hand in the water, so I stood up and I have no shoes on my feet. It's the same kind of just cloth around my hips, and I have tattoos all over my body, like tribal
really
tattoos.
Describe them to me. Where are they on the body?
On my arms and my forearms, to my hands and fingers.
Do they have any significance to you?
They're related to a specific tribe somewhere in the Polynesian islands here.
Okay.
I just don't know which one.
See if a name comes to you later. Don't give it much thought. It might just pop in. What about your hands in that body?
They're large. I'm a bigger person. I have long hair.
You said you feel male. What age do you feel healthy?
I do feel healthy.
Good.
I feel very strong.
What else do you become aware of? Look at your face, your body. Tap into anything else you notice.
There's no hair. I don't have any facial hair. Half of my hair is kind of tied up in a bun, and the rest of it is down, and it's all the way down to my shoulders. I'm muscular. I feel like I'm not too young, but I'm not old either. So maybe middle-aged, but strong.
What else do you notice about yourself or your surroundings? What's happening?
It's a clear day that we're fishing on. There's some clouds in the sky. I can see some palm trees on the island in the distance. There's not many waves. It's kind of calm.
Good. And how do you feel in the body?
Strength just keeps coming through as strong.
Strong. Good.
Capable, able-bodied.
Very good.
No fear.
Connect to all those traits. Tap into all of them. Let them fill this body.
Nothing can hurt me. It's how it feels.
If you had it then, you can have it now. What else happens around you? What happens next?
Everyone is working, but laughing and talking. They're enjoying what they're doing. They're a team. It's all men on the boat, but it doesn't feel like oppressive masculinity. It feels like love.
And you're part of it?
Yes.
What else do you become aware of? Let the scene unfold as you talk about it.
I can't see her, but I can feel her. That she's on the island, I can see in the distance.
And what feeling do you get about her?
Love.
Good. Where do you
Comfort.
feel that?
In
The
my
love
heart.
in the heart. Let it expand and fill you. Really tap into it.
And we have a child, also a girl, and it's just love. And it makes my heart feel 5 times bigger.
See if there's any information that's coming through with all that love.
It makes me feel like this life is the life and energetically of we keep trying to get back to. This fullness, this part of a tribe. It's not oppressive, it's authentic, but something happened and we got away from it.
Tell me more.
It's like perfect peace. It's just being.
So you don't have to do, you can just be, and it's happy. It's love.
The colors are so vibrant and sharp. Like the ocean is the bluest blue I've ever seen. And the island, the sand is just this perfect tan of sand, this color. And the trees are really green. It's like a painting.
Beautiful. So it's almost like extrasensory color? Oh, good. What else do you see?
The carvings on the boat. It's very intricate.
Do they mean anything to you?
Again, they're just the symbols of our tribe to identify who we are.
Are you able to read them or say it out loud, what you noticed there?
There's just one in particular I can see, and it's like a wheel, this spinning wheel, like a labyrinth. Goes in from a small circle out to a bigger circle all the way out.
Any color to it or just a carving?
It's just a carving. You can see it's like 3-dimensional. I can see the indent in the side of the boat, a spiral.
And what sensation do you get looking at it?
It takes me to my third eye. I can feel it in my third eye.
What's happening in that third eye? Become aware of that now.
It's like a little bit of pressure, not bad. Just like if someone were pressing their finger right in between my eyebrows, slightly. And it's spinning. The spiral's spinning.
Become aware of any information that wants to come through.
It's a voice that's telling me to see. It's just telling me, see.
Are you ready to do that now?
Yes.
What happens next? Good. Let it move through you. Honor it. You don't have to hold anything in you. It's there for a reason.
It's telling me it's okay.
Good.
It's telling me I need to see.
It's time. Very good. What's happening? What do you feel, sense?
Like a fullness in my chest, my heart. I still just feel this incredible energy in my hands.
Move your awareness into the hands as well. See what needs to come through there.
It's just confirming to me that I need to be working with my hands. I need to be touching people.
Good. What else is coming through? Go deeper and deeper into it.
It's given me the gift to be able to help people heal themselves by touching them.
And do you become aware of how that may be connected to that lifetime, if it is?
I saw my hands in the sea, and I've always been connected to water, and I know it heals. It's like a lifeline.
Water is very special.
That connection of my life there as this person of the sea. I feel like maybe it passed itself on. This is my connection to that life through my hands, letting energy flow like water from my hands to someone else.
Let that water do whatever it needs to your hands in the space that you're in right now. Interact with that water. Reclaim what's yours.
And my higher self is telling me my emotions are not my enemy. They are my gift.
How do you feel hearing that?
Validated.
Good. What happens next?
I can feel a little bit of that fog coming back in that I've experienced.
Use all the tools at your disposal to understand what's happening.
It's my mind.
Do you want to give voice to your mind? What does it want to share with you as it is part of this journey?
It's telling me that we can fix it. Let me fix it.
And what would you like to say to your mind?
There's nothing left to fix. Let it go. Just let it go.
How do you feel hearing that?
My mind feels defeated, like it failed, but my heart feels relieved.
What do you want to say to your mind?
Thank you for protecting us, but you don't need to do that anymore because you have to let it go.
Mind, are you ready to let it go? Seeing what you're seeing unfold?
Mine's having a really hard time with it.
Soothe it, comfort it, honor it. It's a part of you.
And my mind is saying, who are we if we don't have things to fix?
What comes through is an answer to that question.
We are who we truly get to be without having to fix everything. It's okay, you can let go. Mind is saying okay, it's just going to take time, but it's saying okay.
And how do you feel? What's happening in the heart?
That fullness is settled a little bit. It's kind of making me feel like connected to the couch. Before it was on the front side, it just felt full. Now it's kind of settling, rooting itself.
What do you become aware of as it does that?
And a little bit of that rooted feeling that I felt in my lower body is moving into my heart.
What happens as that unfolds?
Feeling more calm.
Let the calm fill all of you and go deeper and deeper into it. And as you do that work, I wonder what you see in front of you. Are you still in any of those scenes? Are they still unfolding?
Now I'm in a different time and place in a different body.
Tell me about it.
I feel like I'm in a giant ballroom. I'm looking up at a ceiling. It's this beautiful, ornate glass ceiling. It's like I'm from the 20s. I'm in a female body.
Really tap into that body. Tell me how you feel in it. Really describe it to me.
She's beautiful and she's carefree. She dresses a beautiful dress. She's in the ballroom to dance and have fun and laugh.
Is she dancing now?
Right now she's in the middle of the floor just looking up at this beautiful glass, like part of the ceiling, like a bubble.
Kind of like a dome?
Like a dome.
Oh, okay.
And she's just enamored by it. But everybody's dancing around her, feverishly dancing around her.
Do you hear any sounds? Do you notice any aromas? Anything else come to your attention?
I hear a band playing. It's a live band playing, and it's hot. I'm holding a long stick with a cigarette in it.
Ah, okay. Which hand?
I can see it on the left.
Okay.
But I can't smell it. I can just see it.
What else do you notice?
I have red lips, bright red lipstick on. And my hair's pulled back in a bun. Fashionably with finger waves. I have a headpiece on. I have long eyelashes.
What else do you notice?
My eyes are the same color my eyes are now in this body. I have the same eyes.
Look into those eyes.
They're free.
Tap into that freedom. It's always yours. If it was yours then, it's yours now. Let it fill you. How does that feel?
Looking into those eyes then and feeling them now, As a reminder that I can have fun. There was a time in this realm, in this body, that I just had fun and I did it my way. And it was okay for me to do it my way. She's doing it her way.
And she's feeling an awe and a wonder.
She's just so free. That's what I keep coming back to. She doesn't have anything burdening her. She's so free and happy. She's just living.
What else is coming through?
She has a gift of sight. You can see things.
Tell me about that.
It's just like a sense I'm getting about it. In that body, I'm not seeing anything that's not there, but I'm sensing that those eyes have the ability to see.
Good. What do those eyes want you to know?
That you still have those same eyes in this realm, in this body, which means that you too can see.
How do you feel hearing that?
Empowered.
Let that also fill you.
I think about that. It makes me, I can feel it activating my throat chakra when I feel that and say it.
See what else is coming through. Keep activating everything that needs to be activated today for your highest good.
When you speak from your highest self, people listen. So speak from your highest self always. And don't be afraid to speak from your highest self often.
And what does your highest self most want you to know right now?
We are here to use our voice to help others. But speak from truth. Take your time. Speak from truth. And the mind is trying to creep back in, and it's just reminding the mind, it's okay, just be calm.
What does the higher self want the mind to know about the mind-body-spirit connection, about their interplay?
The higher self acknowledges the importance of the mind, but that the mind needs a timeout to gather itself, because the mind has been influenced by outside forces that have it acting erratic. The higher self is telling my mind, you've been trying to live according to how everybody else thinks you should live. You've been wearing a mask. That's why you're exhausted. And when you speak, mind, you haven't been speaking from an authentic place. You have to release the mask so you can align with the rest of our being and speak from truth, because people are going to listen.
Mind, are you ready to release that mask?
Yes.
Tell me what happens as you do.
I feel more grounded. I can feel my feet now.
Tell me about that sensation.
It's like the same sensation I had in my hands earlier. It's just like a vibration, but it's cool. My hands were warm. This is a cool sensation.
Move your awareness there. What's happening? What's the message, if there is one?
It's like I can feel my feet in water, and that's why they're cool. Ground in the water.
What else do you become aware of?
I can just see the water flowing in and flowing out. I don't know if I'm standing on a beach. I think I am standing on a beach, because the water is coming up on the shore on my feet and then back out.
Good. Root into that.
I'm feeling like this is a message from my higher self telling me that we can be grounded and feel our emotions at the same time.
Good. Does that resonate?
Yes.
Tell me more about that.
It's telling me that even if our feet are grounded, the ground will move. That doesn't mean that we're unsafe. Just like the sand is moving, but my feet aren't going anywhere.
Does the mind understand this?
Yes.
Good.
And the water flows in. Sometimes it flows in stronger, the current's stronger. Sometimes there's less water, and that's okay. It's all right to let them flow in, flow out, take it as it comes. My higher self is reminding me that we don't have to have all the answers every time. They'll come to us.
What's happening next? Let the scene unfold in front of you.
So I'm on this beach, standing here. I can see a pier to my left. This doesn't go out too far. And now I see the Ferris wheel on the pier. It lets me know that I'm in Southern California. I'm standing on a beach in Santa Monica, because that's the Santa Monica Pier.
What do you see out there?
I see the Ferris wheel moving. I don't see any people, though. There's no people. It's just me.
Any sensation to that place? Anything else you become aware of?
I'm turning around and I can see like the foothills behind me. I see cars in the parking lot. Again, I still don't see any people.
That's okay. See what does come through. Keep moving through that scene.
I'm a woman again. I can feel my hair blowing in the wind. I can feel the wind on my face.
Really describe this woman to me.
I have like long dark hair. It's kind of wavy. And I feel like, this is interesting that she's coming up, but like one of my dad's aunts. And these were my great-grandmother's daughters. I can't tell if I'm one of them or all of them at the same time.
Let it come into focus. The more you talk, the more aware you'll become.
My great aunt. My dad's aunt.
What about her do you discern?
I'm looking at my own face now, and it's her face.
Oh, good. Is she young or older?
She's young.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just standing on the beach with the water just rolling up on her feet and rolling back out.
Is she doing anything, thinking anything? What is she feeling?
She's blocked. She's not letting me in to feel anything. At first it was like I was her, and now I stepped outside of her and it's her and I'm looking at her and she's not letting me in.
Okay. Look into her eyes. See what comes through.
Pensive, guarded, but she's here at the beach because it helps her to feel free.
Anything you want to share with her? You can do that using any tool at your disposal.
I just touch her heart with my right hand.
And what happens as you do?
She's not fighting it, but she's not openly embracing it either. She's letting it happen passively.
What do you become aware of as you do this?
I can feel her sister, my dad's mom, when I do that.
Good. And what's coming through as you feel her?
Pain.
Tell me about it. You don't need to experience any discomfort, but just get the information from it. What is it trying to say?
I can feel energy in my right hand.
Feel your hand kind of quivering?
It's like vibrating, pulsating.
Okay. Move your awareness there. What do you notice?
It's like my hand's still on heart, transmitting that energy from her sister to me. I'm not taking it on as mine, but I'm able to read it as hers.
Good.
So I feel protected, but I feel sad for her.
Tap into your own emotions and your own reception. See what you become aware of.
I feel like this is the source of our family's pain on my father's side.
Tell me more about it. Whatever comes through is fine.
She was disappointed in her life, how it turned out. And she unwittingly took that out on her son, my dad. And my uncle coming through, my dad's brother.
What's coming through him? What do you become aware of?
That energy of being protective.
How do you sense that?
I can see them as boys. He felt like he needed to protect my dad from her because they didn't understand what she was going through. They didn't understand. So her pain, she passed it on to them.
Because she was dissatisfied with that lifetime, how it turned out?
Yes.
What else do you become aware of? What are you doing in that space with all of them coming through?
There, it's a very undefined space. It's not like we're in this intermittent realm, and I can just see them kind of like floating as images. My dad is a boy, my uncle's a boy.
Use your own discernment. Is there anything you want to share with them? Is there anything you want to do in this space with all your gifts?
I feel like there's an emotional message that needs to be shared between my uncle and my dad, but it's struggling to come through.
Okay. And how is it trying to come through?
I can feel it through my heart, like through my heart center, it's trying to come through.
Okay. Are you able to give voice to it?
I feel like my uncle's trying to tell my dad it's not his fault.
Is your dad able to receive that?
No.
What else happens? What happens next?
It's as though my uncle is preemptively telling my dad as a child it's not your fault because he knows what's going to happen when he's young and in his 20s, that he's going to die young. And my dad is going to blame himself.
Do you notice any shifts in your dad as you access and tap into this information?
He's now an adult. He's not a boy anymore. He's a young man, but he's so sad.
And what's going on within him?
He blames himself for everything.
Tell me more about that.
I feel like it's fitting a siren's going by.
Everything fits together, doesn't it?
That's how the energy feels, like chaos. It's like I can't even describe it other than just chaotic.
And that's what he's going through at that time in his life?
Yes.
What do you become aware of as you notice that?
His guilt tied to being in Vietnam.
Okay.
He has incredible guilt.
Can you see if it's stored somewhere in his body or around him? How does it affect him?
It's originated in his heart center.
Okay.
But it's like a cancer that's metastasized to the rest of his body.
Okay, so it's spread all over?
Yes.
Okay.
It's in every single tissue in his body because now I'm seeing him as he is now. And I can see it. It's like a cancer.
Okay.
The energy is like a cancer throughout his entire body. It's like just this branches that are all coming from his heart. And they're all just black. And they're just making their way throughout his arms and his hands and his legs and his feet and his head and his neck. But there's no life force flowing from them. It's like dead energy.
What else do you become aware of?
I know I've said it. I have to feel like I have to say it again. It's just this incredible sadness. It's like heavy, like a ball and chain. It's what I visualize.
And that's connected to him? Okay.
It's like the chains are wrapped around his body and is just carrying this ball behind him.
I see. What else do you become aware of in this space?
It's a lot of darkness.
Tell me about it.
There's no light here. It's like he's sitting in a room and it's just the doors closed and there's no windows.
Okay.
But he has the key, the door's open, walk out of it.
How do you process that, seeing that like this?
It's difficult. Because I feel like I'm standing at the door now with it open, telling him, get up, walk out of the room.
How does he respond?
He's just sitting there with his back to me.
Mm-hmm. Let that emotion move through and out. You don't have to hold it anymore. That's not yours to hold.
I just want him to get up, but he won't. But I realize that he thinks he can't get up and walk out. He thinks he's trapped. He doesn't see it the way that I see it.
Is there anything you want to say to his mind?
Let go, please. Please let him go. Please let him go.
See if you get a response from his mind, from his being. Is there anything he wants you to know today?
I feel like his mind can't hear me, but I feel like his spirit does. It's looking at me. They're just not integrated. They're just battling each other.
Mm-hmm. What's causing this?
His mind is like, I see it as like a helmet on his head on the outside. This like fortified, like a helmet he wore in the war. And it feels like it has to protect him. It can't come off.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't know how to come off. I actually don't feel his mind is like trying to hurt him. I think his mind thinks it's doing what's best for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like. But his spirit is turning around in the chair looking dead at me.
Is there anything you want to say to it?
You can free yourself. Just get up.
Tell him everything that's in your heart.
You can be free. All you have to do is just walk. I know you physically can't walk right now, but you can spiritually. You can turn around and walk away, one step at a time. And you're not by yourself. You have all these other spirits from me, and we want to help you, but you have to get up.
What happens in that space?
Spirit is still turned around, but now it's just looking down at the ground like it's thinking. I feel like it understands, it just doesn't know how to step forward.
Like it needs to be shown, or what?
It's almost like we're speaking another language. Like my spirit is speaking a foreign language to his spirit when I say just walk.
Is there any other way to connect or communicate?
I'm reaching out my hand to his spirit. My spirit is. I'm just telling him, just take my hand. I'll help you. And he's reaching his hand back to mine.
Good.
Like he's trying.
Uh-huh.
And then it's just frozen. We're frozen at holding hands.
Mm-hmm. Let the scene gently unfold. Nothing is ours to force. We all have free will. See if there's anything else you want to transmit or communicate, any information or anything from your heart that wants to come through.
My higher self is telling me, you've done your part. This is as far as we can go. He has to walk through.
Do you understand this now?
Yes.
Good. What happens next?
I'm turning around and I'm walking away from the dark room.
All your energy stays with you. You don't need to take anything from that space with you. It's not yours. What happens next? What do you become aware of?
As I'm walking away, I just hear a voice telling me forgiveness.
Tap into that. Really feel into that word.
It's like creating tension in my body thinking about it.
You won't experience any discomfort, but move your awareness there. And again, allow that information to come through. It's valuable. What is the body telling you? Let any emotions flow right through you. You don't need to hold them anymore.
I'm being told to forgive my heart for being open and being hurt when it was open.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being told that wasn't my fault, and I have to forgive myself.
Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what happens next. Mind, body, spirit, all through you. Are you able to forgive yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Speak from the heart. Say what you need to say.
We came into this world with our heart completely wide open, having full empathy for people, feeling their hurt, being excited when they were happy, feeling their joy, sharing their pain, but from a pure place. And we got hurt really bad. And because we didn't understand that hurt, or we didn't have guidance, we looked at it as a weakness. And we punished ourselves and said this was wrong. So we closed it off. We said it was weak to be open. No, it wasn't true. It was a lie. I just feel all the pain that's come from lying for so many years. Having so many times that I wanted to have a completely open heart, and I told myself that was wrong. People are going to hurt you. That's a weakness.
How do you feel about it now?
I feel sad.
You know what to do with that sadness. It doesn't belong in your body. It's not yours to carry. It never was. Let it move through you and out.
My heart doesn't want to be sad anymore.
What does it want? What's in your heart?
It wants to be happy. It wants to be open fully.
Are you ready to allow that through forgiveness?
My mind's just kind of still tapping lightly, going, are we sure?
Give it a voice.
It's trying.
Let it say what it needs to say so it can play its part.
It's saying, I understand this is just difficult for me.
What do you want to say to your mind?
Thank you for protecting us, but it's okay. We have to be open. This is who we are. We can't be who we're supposed to be in this world fully if we don't. It's okay. You're not bad for wanting to protect us.
What happens next? Oh, beautiful. How does the mind respond?
The mind has gratitude. And again, the brain is saying, I'm not fully there, but I'm going to try. I understand.
That takes a lot, doesn't it? To work in full cooperation like that takes a lot.
Because the mind loves us so deeply. The mind found it really hard to watch us become hurt repeatedly. The mind felt helpless when that was happening. So the mind created this barrier in hopes it would never happen again. But I think the mind is beginning to understand that we're safe. And it's all right to let go.
Very good. Well, if the mind put the barrier there, but has now put into place what needs to be, it can also remove it. Is it ready to do that and be part of this process and to trust in the mind-body-spirit connection, that everyone has their own part?
The mind is saying, I'm prepared to replace it with a gate.
What do you want to say to that?
It makes me smile because we've always had humor, a good sense of humor. So it was befitting that it wouldn't just completely say nothing. Instead say, how about a gate? It's still, we can protect ourselves, but we have an opening that we can freely let people come and go. Ideas come and go. Sensations come and go. And I feel like telling the mind, I feel like that, at least at this moment, is a reasonable compromise.
Okay. What happens in the heart?
It's laughing.
Good.
It's light. It's having a good giggle.
Good. And how does that connection feel when all parts are working in unison?
Peaceful. This peace that I feel like we've been tapping into here and there in waves, sometimes in meditation, sometimes in movement, sometimes when receiving work, sometimes when out in nature, just among it. There's these glimpses of this peace. That's what it feels like. It's the same.
Good.
Just being that kind of peace.
And what about the forgiveness that you're here to do? Is there anything else that needs to happen in this space to complete that work now?
My higher self is reminding me to be brave, that there will be more work to do, but we're prepared. That this work right now in this space is preparing us, and just remember to be brave.
Good. How do you feel hearing that?
Supported, like a parent really supporting a child. I feel like it's like in that moment, my higher self is that parent that I feel like I needed emotionally.
Good. Can your inner child connect to this?
Yes.
What happens as it does?
It's a kind of just support I've never felt before.
Feel it fully and tell me about it.
It's like something is holding me up and I can feel it, but it's not overpowering me. I can still be myself in it. It's just like pure love and understanding and no judgment. It's like non-invasive.
Really feel that love. And tell me, are you ready to forgive yourself for everything that's ever been in this lifetime and all others?
Yes.
Good. Is there anything you want to say from the heart?
I feel like my heart just wants to tell my being, you're a good girl.
Are you able to receive that? Good.
I just keep saying, don't forget you're a good girl.
Good. You know it's true. Is there anything else your higher self wants to show you or let you experience in this space?
Ironically, my higher self is now showing me a visualization of a spaceship.
Good.
So I don't know if that's signaling me like, okay, we need to leave and go somewhere else. I don't know.
Let it unfold. What do you see on the ship? Describe it to me.
I'm actually standing on the earth looking at it above me.
Good.
And it's got 7 portals, 1 portal for each chakra.
Very good.
And each chakra has the according color to it. And the ship is The 7 holes are going this direction, and it's like an oval.
Uh-huh.
And all the colors are glowing.
What else do you notice? What do you feel or sense?
I feel like I'm in the southwest somewhere.
Uh-huh.
I can see the landscape.
Mm-hmm.
It's at night, and the stars are really bright.
Good.
Like brighter than the ship.
What happens next?
It's like the ship's asking me if I want to come aboard or not.
That's your choice. You always have free will.
And I feel like I'm telling the ship I do, but I'm not yet. I have more work to do here.
Okay. Is there any information it wants to send you from that position?
It's telling me the power is in the chakras.
What else should you know about that?
My hands are starting to vibrate in the center of my palms again.
Good. Feel into that again.
It's telling me you're not crazy. We're real. The chakras came from us from up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's divine energy. It's from another planet. It's from another time.
Mm-hmm.
But we've brought it here to help you guys. And you're one of the people we've chosen to help integrate that gift to other people.
How do you feel hearing that?
Once again, validated.
Good. What kind of
Strong.
beings are on that ship?
I can't see them. I can just feel them.
Feel into them. What sensation do you get?
It's like pulsating energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like waves of energy. Like a sound bar.
Uh-huh.
Like the way you would experience like a sound bar. Like just waves of energy coming in and out.
Oh, interesting.
And I can feel it flowing down through my legs.
There was something like that moving into the room earlier.
Hmm.
What else do you become aware of?
It's got the properties of water.
Okay. What do they want you to know about water?
To remember it's a healing tool. It's telling me too that in my hoodoo practice that water is supposed to be something very important for me to work with.
And in what sense?
The collecting of the water, understanding how it fits into the history of hoodoo, how to use it, that I need to double down on it.
Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
Good. What else do they want you to know or experience?
They're reminding me of my power.
Can they help you feel that power now if it's appropriate and for your highest good?
Yes.
Please say what you're feeling so you can hear it later on the recording.
I can feel the sensation in my solar plexus,
Good.
the seat of my power.
Good.
But I also hear like a whisper, a reminder of humility with the power.
And why is that so important?
I've always, as long as I can remember, have felt like a voice, always reminding me, telling me, be humble in different situations. To be humble, valuing humility is something that is sacred. And now it makes sense because it's been coming from them to have more humility, because if we don't, it can be dangerous.
Okay. Is there anything further they want you to know about that? Why has that always been a whisper?
It's part of my mission here is to remember and remind people of that in my work.
Of humility?
Yes. Because we need it here on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
We are grossly out of balance with humility now. And they need messengers. Messengers who don't just talk of humility, but exhibit it through the way they live and work. So that whisper is me constantly being reminded in my human form so that I don't become unbalanced.
I see. And what other forms do you have?
It's interesting because it's more of like a sensation now that I'm feeling in my actual throat.
Good. Tell me about it. Feel into it and just let it come through.
Able to use my voice. It's like feeling a struggle. And the feeling of safety is coming through again.
Root into that safety. Embrace it fully.
My higher self is saying, reminding, you are safe. It's like that inability to use my voice, or feeling like I couldn't use my voice, is coming from fear, and my higher self just stepped in and said, reminding me, you're safe.
Good. How do you feel receiving that?
It relieved the pressure in my throat.
Good. What wants to come through? You can say it now.
It's telling me, you know what to say, just take your time. And I can again feel my mind wanting to slightly tap in. Say, we have all these things we want to say, but it's choosing to stay in the background.
What do you want to say to your mind?
It's okay if we don't always have the words. We don't have to always have the answers. We don't have to always have things to say to make other people feel comfortable. Again, we can just be.
Good. How does it react?
It's accepting it.
Good. I want you to take a moment to just be. Just feel that. Is there anything those beings on the ship want you to know about simply being?
They've transported me back to being a kid.
What do you notice around you, within you? What's happening?
I can see my pigtails. I used to always have pigtails. And I can like see my head and got overalls on, little tennis shoes, my little body. And I feel like they're showing me, they're more providing me the feeling of what it was like to just be. Reminding me that I came into the world knowing exactly how to just be present.
And what did you feel like as that little girl? Tap into all the aspects of you that are yours. Feel into the energy of that and tell me about it.
My heart is super full, but like not full to the brim. It's like it can take on much more and it would never be too full, but I can feel its fullness.
Let that wash all over you. If it was yours then, you can connect your heart to it now and have it in the present tense, always.
She's so sweet. She just loves everybody.
And it's so natural, isn't it? Kids are like that. What do you become aware of?
She's intricately tapped into other people's feelings. She doesn't want anybody to be sad. She wants everybody to be happy. She wants to help them.
Can you ask the beings about clairsentience and if there's anything you need to know about that word? It's one of your questions.
They are telling me that this is one of your gifts. I find it interesting that they're not saying this is your gift. They're saying this is one of your gifts.
Well, you can ask them about the rest. You can ask them anything you need.
They're telling me that and showing me through their ship, just the way it looks, that me utilizing work with the chakras, that is my path. That is my way. That's the way in.
Good.
That's why I'm so drawn to them and to keep going with the chakra work. And it's going to get deeper and deeper and to stay open.
Good. Do you understand that? Is there any additional detail you want to ask for? Does that all make sense?
That actually makes sense.
Good.
I get the sense when they say deeper, it's there's this feeling in my chest. It's in my heart, but it's like this very weighted feeling in my heart, not a bad weighted. This very like rooted, substantial feeling like this work is going to go deeper than I can ever imagine.
Oh, good. Very good. How do you feel knowing that?
It's a little overwhelming in a good way.
Good. Can you ask them and your higher self, if it's appropriate and for your highest good, to do a full body scan of all aspects of you, not just the physical body, but also the emotional body, the astral body, and of course of your chakras? Is there anything they can help you release and clear for good?
They're telling me yes, but they're also telling me that this is where it starts and that I need to work on this type of clearing every day.
Good. Can they describe what they're doing and how they're doing it so you can continue to learn and repeat?
They're showing me that it's actually really cool. The 7 beams are emitting their each individual light, so it's creating a rainbow.
Oh, beautiful.
And it's scanning me from head to toe, like a laser beam. Yeah, but it's all 7 together.
Do you feel anything as this happens?
I feel a little tingly
Good.
on my body, but I can see it like I'm laying down on a table and I can see the 7 lights just going across my body.
Good.
This way and then up and down this way.
Kind of across and then up and down. Good.
So they've given me a visual of what I can do.
Good.
With the ship and the colors.
And do you need to connect to the ship in order to do this?
They're telling me I don't have to, but they recommend when I start beginning this daily, this is a good way to start.
Okay. And do you know how to access the ship so you can do it daily?
It seems like all I have to do is close my eyes and visualize the ship.
Good. I want you to take almost like a mental screenshot of what you see so it stays with you very, very sharp. You have it now so you can easily access it anytime. Do those beings have any information for you about why you were chosen for this specific mission at this time?
I'm going to say no, only because the ship just took off. And the ship kind of flipped upside down and then flew away.
Okay, good. Let's drift away from everything you've been watching. May I speak to the subconscious, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Do I have your permission to ask questions?
Yes.
I know the subconscious could have brought forth many different lifetimes for her to see today. Why did you first start with that lifetime in Africa?
Because we've been here since the beginning, and that was the beginning.
Tell her more about the importance of that.
This was before all of the horrible things that happened on our continent. This was when our land was beautiful, untouched. This is when everything was one. And I needed her to be part of that in order to be where she is now.
Thank you for showing her that. Is there anything you want her to know about that lifetime that can help her in the greatest possible way today?
I'm sorry I put you through a painful experience, but the only way we learn is through experience. It wasn't personal, and I knew that it would serve you of highest good later, but I couldn't tell you that. You had to walk through it yourself. But I'm sorry that you felt pain. I'm sorry you lost somebody very close to you.
Is there anything from that lifetime that needs to be released today, here and now?
Initially, it felt as if I needed to release pain, but it's almost like it had to pause to reflect and to understand that pain is growth. And it's just settled now. That pain doesn't feel like it's there anymore.
Good. Very good. Is there anything else important about that lifetime or the person you were connected to that you lost that you should know today to help you?
No, it feels like it's isolated in that time. It served its purpose.
Good. Through that lifetime, you were able to access another lifetime in Polynesia. How were the two connected?
Their connection is, again, to me in this body.
Tell me about that, please.
We knew that you would be several threads of a being. And in order to fully be who you are in this present moment, we had to pull from different threads. And these were just different threads that had to make up who you are now.
And what was the thread you pulled from the African lifetime?
That was our inception, our beginning, the thread that started it all.
And where did you come from? Is that important for you to know today?
No, she has to continue to adventure to find that.
Okay, I see you smiling. It sounds like a fun adventure.
Yeah.
And what about the second lifetime you showed in Polynesia? What were you activating there or explaining to her?
Connection that she's always had to that part of the world. Even that tiny sliver that's popped up on their genetic code through Ancestry, our 23andMe. That's why. That's where that comes from. And a literal, I think it was like 3% Micronesian DNA popped up. And it's, where did that come from? Now I know. Now I know what it is.
And what was it that you were showing her from that lifetime that affects her as today?
A tribe, what it feels like to be part of a tribe and have real love in a tribe. And reminding her that she needs her tribe. One of the lies that she's told herself is that she doesn't need her tribe, really need a tribe, or more than one tribe, and that's not true.
What is the truth?
You need your tribe, actually tribes.
You
have your tribe for what you're trying to do with your work in the world. You're going to need people who are like you, supporting each other. The tribe of friends you have who are all transferring through their life at the same time. This is magic. You guys need to double down on each other. Go deeper, let them in.
Are you ready to do that now?
Yes.
Good. Do you feel any shifts happening within you as you hear these words?
It feels like something's like growing inside of me.
Good. Nurture it. Let it grow. Tell me what happens.
Like a flower opening.
Where is it opening? Do you see it or feel it?
It's like it's opening, starting from my heart, but going down throughout my entire body.
Good. Can I keep asking questions as you do that opening?
Yes.
What else about tribes should you know today?
Tribes are where you feel safe. They're actually not where you feel unsafe, but you just have to be mindful. Use mindfulness to select your tribe. Use your intuition, but have an open heart.
And is there anything that tribe wants her to know today?
We're waiting for her. We're here. We've just been waiting.
How do you feel hearing that?
Relief.
Good.
But also loved. I feel relief because I feel like I can take the pressure off of feeling like I have to do the work instead of just remaining open and allowing it to happen to me with ease.
Again, that's just being.
I'm excited.
Good. You should be excited.
Knowing they're out there.
Are they here in the physical or? Okay. Are they incarnated as people or what?
I can feel them as people.
Good. So you'll feel their energy.
I can feel their energy.
Very good.
Some of them aren't here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel that too.
Uh-huh.
And maybe that's part of the reason that I was instructed to continue to adventure, to find out these other things about my first life.
Good.
They're going to be there along my path. So I have to keep adventuring because we're meant to encounter one another.
Good. And do you get a sense of what will happen as you do?
Now that I'm open and I'm seeking it, the word that comes to mind is magic.
Good. The world is magic, and it should be magic. What's the connection to magic as a soul?
She's a magical creature.
She knows this, doesn't she? That's why she's smiling. What else can you tell her about it for her greatest good and for her mission?
Wield your magic. Dive into it. Do what you're doing. Educate yourself with your hoodoo. Be with your plants. Gain more knowledge. Some of these people that are out there, your tribe, are going to help you with that, mentor you. But commit to it fully in your heart. Don't doubt it anymore.
Do you understand that now?
Yeah.
Good.
And again, it just makes me excited.
Uh-huh.
It just brings about excitement.
Good. Tap into that and hang on to it. Use it. May I ask about the other, they weren't lifetimes necessarily, but you showed her dad's mother and also aunt standing on a beach. What was happening in that space? Why did you bubble that up in the way you did?
I feel like there's a lot of pain in the family history of this body that I reside in now. And now I've been able to feel it, and I think I have more of an understanding for it. And that understanding is that it's not mine. I have empathy for them because I feel like they were in a time that didn't allow them to feel their own pain, their own feelings. Because of that, it got passed down inadvertently through my dad and onto us. But I feel like that came up to release it.
Good.
I don't feel that pain anymore talking about them.
Very good. And has it been released for all timelines, all generations, everybody involved?
Yes.
Very good. How do you feel about that?
I feel joy for both of them. I hope whatever realm they're existing in now that they can feel it.
You can ask them. Ask them if they feel it.
Do you feel a release? They're not speaking, but they're both now standing next to each other on the beach looking at me, and they're smiling.
Good. How does that feel? Has any other information come through?
It feels settling.
Good.
I'm glad they're together.
Good. What about?
She's at peace because her message to my dad wasn't just about him, it was about them too. Her children, the pain they were carrying around. She didn't have pain. She was free. And I feel like she was sad because her children, for whatever reason, had pain that they didn't want to deal with or didn't know how to deal with. And she couldn't help them.
And what happened today?
Movement of energy. Things are not stagnant anymore. I'm getting the sense that she's saying that's all she ever wanted. She just didn't want things to be stagnant anymore. Life needs movement.
Good.
Growth needs movement.
Why did you show the lifetime as that woman, the beautiful woman with her cigarette and red lipstick staring up at that dome, just in awe?
I feel like the not so serious side of my spirit, that was the embodiment. She was embodiment of that, the other side, the playful, free, loving, beautiful side.
And why did that bubble up today?
I think as a reminder, like we're the here and we're important. It makes me excited to know that there was a period of my life where I was just the pure embodiment of that part of my spirit. And it's reminding me that we came here on this planet the same way. And I'm seeing myself as a little girl when I say that.
Good.
Like she had so much fun at that time that she decided to come back again.
Oh.
And that was me. So maybe that was my life right before this one.
Good. Anything else important about that life you should know today?
I see her as a young African-American woman in the 20s, but she's just nothing but joy, which my rational mind is like, how is that possible? That at that time, being of the race you were, that you were just pure joy. And she's telling me, because I get it, I understand that all of this isn't real. I'm free. Like she had the message, she understood. So everything from the external world that was telling her otherwise, she didn't believe it because she knew it was BS. She told me that.
She discovered it.
She said, nope, it's all BS and that's how I can live this way. So I think she's trying to remind me in this realm, this is what we came back to do because it was so fun.
What about that third eye? Does she want you to know anything about that? The gift of sight?
I'm feeling like that's being pulled through from the lives before her.
Okay.
Just transmuted through her to me. Just to remember that we still have to be intuitive and tap into our intuition.
And which of know about her sight?
She has to trust it. Because if she does, she can see everything
Good.
clearly.
Why do you show the mind creeping in as a fog?
I feel like the mind has burdened itself with the responsibility of having all the answers. And my higher self is saying, you've got it all wrong. True sight is accepting that we don't have all the answers.
So it's the mind in overdrive. Does the mind understand this now?
So as I'm visualizing this, I literally see this higher self as like this giant glacier. And now I'm seeing the mind as this little teeny tiny like snowball at the base of the glacier. And the glacier's looking down at the snowball. It's not judging it, but it's talking to it. Like it's telling it, you were wrong. And the mind feels a little defeated, a little sheepish right now. But I feel like the higher self is trying to tell the mind, I'm not trying to punish you. Again, you did your job. You protected us. And we still need you. I need you not to fully disappear.
How does the mind react to that?
The mind is contemplating that right now.
Good. Can I keep asking questions as it does that work? I want it to jump back in when it has more information for us, okay? I wanted to ask more about the spiritual mission on this planet that has.
I just have this feeling coming through. It's almost like that feeling when you try to catch your breath. It's like this overwhelming sensation in my chest going this direction.
Going up into your head. Tap into that. Feel it. You won't experience any discomfort. Get the information that's trying to come through.
It's telling me that we've got some serious spiritual work to do in this realm. It's telling me I heard you and I've heard your request to not come back to this realm again. So this is why we got to do this work. I'm going to honor your request, but this is why we need to do this work, and this is why it's intense.
Okay. Do you understand that now? All kinds of things are clicking together like a puzzle. How are all these things that she's discovering and tapping into connected?
That idea during her walk in the woods a couple days ago about nonprofit, that was a prompt. It wasn't an idea. Well, it was an idea, but it was me prompting her.
So you're giving her a little nudge that, yes, this is.
Right, and that's why it came through clear as day.
Good.
And that she should not question it, that it's correct.
Good. And what did you bring her here today to experience?
Complete openness.
And has she felt that? Good. Why was that so important on a day like today?
Because she's still been struggling with self-doubt and fear. It's become less and less through the work she's been doing, but it's still had a tether to her.
Does it anymore?
It's starting to release. It's like I see a thread unwinding.
Oh, good.
And one thread at a time is unwinding from the bigger thread.
Good. And how are you doing that work? How are you unwinding this for her?
I'm telling her to continue to meditate, go deeper into your meditation. Keep going out into nature. Hiking is your connection, you in the woods. Keep doing your work with your plants, putting your hands in the dirt, loving them, giving them attention, watching them grow, but building a relationship with them, understanding the power that they actually have and harnessing that power.
Whatever is being unwound right now, does it serve her in any way, or did it?
I think she at one time thought that it was a complete hindrance, but it's actually not. I'm trying to tell her that it was there for a reason, but it's outlived its lifetime. It was there longer than it needed to be.
Can you finish unwinding it for her today?
Oh, this last little string's holding on for dear life.
And what's happening there? What's the message?
You're ready for change. It's okay. Change is all right.
How do you feel about that?
I can accept it.
What happens as you do?
It's released.
Good. What about clear sentience? Does anything else come through from the higher self?
I've had the spaceship come back the minute you asked that. They're back.
Good.
And they're now hovering over the glacier
Good.
of my higher self.
Oh, good. What does that represent, that visual?
Integration.
Good. And what do they want to show you or help you experience?
I'm seeing the spaceship basically taking in the glacier, and the glacier slowly going down as the spaceship is growing on the glacier.
And what's happening as the higher self integrates?
It's this feeling of connectedness I've never felt before.
Tell me about it. Really describe it. Feel into it. It's yours.
It's this knowing. It's even now struggling to put it into words because it's so much of just a feeling. It's no fear, but also a balanced ego. not trying to overpower, but be in control. It's like the ultimate strength, but the ultimate calm at the same time. It's love. It's subtle, but it takes up space. It's everything all at once.
And what's happening with the higher self?
The higher self is saying, this is what we've meant. This is it. Remember this feeling.
Take kind of a psycho-emotional screenshot of it.
I thought I'd felt confidence before, but this is true confidence. This is what it's meant to be. Uninhibited, but not overpowering either.
Is there anything they want you to know about clairsentience?
Interestingly, when you say that, they're actually telling me about seeing rather than feeling. They're telling me that you have the gift of sight as well.
And why were you given that gift? Why did you bring it forward?
In order to best help people, I have to be able to see them.
In what respect? In what sense?
To see their spirits, to see their pain, to see their joy. And they're actually showing me that the two go together, the feeling and seeing. It's important to be able for me to see because people are going to come with their masks on. And I have to be able to see through the masks.
And how are they assisting you now doing that? Is it time?
I feel like I'm moving into the next phase.
Good.
Which is the time. But that I'm starting at the beginning. I feel this bubble of energetic protection around me when I think about going out to do the work and working through people's masks. Because they're telling me it's going to be challenging work. Some people's masks are going to be very challenging to work with. But when you're protected, not protected from them, but protected from the masks. So that you can get to the root of who they really are.
And what will happen as you do?
Miracles.
Good. Is there anything they want to show you in that vein?
They're showing me that I'm going to have the privilege of witnessing true healing.
Good.
In other people.
And how does that feel?
It makes me want to cry. It's beautiful.
Let it out.
It's beautiful. It makes me feel like part of something much bigger than myself. Part of healing on a global level.
Yeah. And why is that happening at this time?
Because we need it. They're telling me we desperately need it. But they're also telling me that I am not alone in what I'm doing. And my tribe is out there. We'll find each other. And we'll build just this network. Or that I get to become part of a network that's already just there waiting for me to join.
How do you feel hearing that?
Empowered.
Good. Where do you feel that empowerment?
I actually feel it in my heart and my solar plexus.
Good.
I feel it in both.
Is there still something to let go that they can help you with?
The doors are open on the crate and things have started to fly out. I feel like it's a mix of items from the three of us that are flying out of the crate. It's not completely empty, but things are moving out of the crate.
And is that happening in real time now? Said today she's got her palms up, not just to release what they were holding on to, but also to receive. What can you tell her about that?
We know she's tired. That's why her hands are open, facing up, and not as if in fear, because she's tired and we see it, we understand. But she has more energy than she thinks to give. She just needed to redirect it in a different way.
Anything else you want her to know about that?
Her hands are literally the portal.
That was the first thing she noticed today. Why did you show that first?
She's been having doubt about her abilities, especially with her Reiki work. That imposter syndrome, feeling like if she's a fake or if she's real.
What do you want her to know about it today?
We don't know any other way other than have her, I literally feel it in her hands.
Does that help her understand it?
Yes.
She said, I want all of my power for myself. What can you tell her about that today?
I want to tell her that she's been, and this is coming from my shadow self, I can feel it coming through and saying this to her. You've been punished for being selfish.
I see you doing quote unquote.
For really just taking care of yourself first. And one of your masks has been to, at a detriment, take care of everybody else before yourself. When you need to take time to take care of yourself versus somebody else, you override it because you worry about what people are going to think. Again, they're going to think what they think, and you're coming from an honest, good intended place, so you don't need to worry.
Good.
You're not selfish in a bad way.
We talked today about the chakras and a sound bowl session that she did for herself yesterday. What was she tapping into there?
We hear her and understand when she feels out of control in her own life. When she was a child, when she was a young woman, all the way up until now even. And we want to tell her that it's okay to feel like you have to control your grounding, but anything can be out of balance. Too much of feeling like you have to be grounded and rooted in the earth and your root chakra doesn't allow any of your energy to move up to your higher purpose, your higher self, to universal consciousness. You just got to let go a little bit.
Are you ready to let go? What happens as you do?
I can feel the energy moving up from my feet through my legs into the upper torso and my arms.
What do you experience as it does that?
I have my eyes, physical eyes closed, but I can feel like my energetic eyes are open, and I'm looking at my body, and I see myself laying on the couch right now.
Good.
But I can see my aura, and it's just like this white light, but it looks like an EKG machine. The light looks like an EKG machine, and it's all over my entire body.
What else do you become aware of in the body?
It's completely outside of my body. I've never had this happen before, where I can actually see my energetic body.
Good.
The message I'm getting coming through is continue to balance your energy and your physical work. Like what you do for your body. The things that are manifesting in your physical body, your ailments, are absolutely being generated from your energetic field. But we're already feeling like things are moving, just being here.
Good.
Things that have been stagnant.
Good. And we talked about that there was some kind of energy in the chakra that felt like heels digging in heavy. Has that all been removed today, or can you finish that workup?
It feels like the energy has diminished in that chakra a little bit. Moved up the chain.
Good. I've seen you do quite a few amazing things. Can you complete today so she can understand this and put it into place and move forward in confidence?
Yes.
Thank you. How are you doing this?
Continuing just to move the energy up from one chakra to the next, connecting them as I go.
Does she feel anything, or will she later?
She can feel now the energy. It's like a tingling throughout her body.
And what are you addressing in the body?
Any kind of imbalance.
Good. And she'll notice it immediately?
Yes.
Thank you. We talked today about fight or flight, and she just wants to understand that better. It's getting better and better, for instance, with snakes, but as a broader idea, can you tell her more about it?
The interesting thing is, as I'm moving the energy up each chakra, I'm actually now visualizing it as a snake moving up, going this way through each chakra and connecting them. And this snake it's like a white silvery color. It has like a crown on it. It's beautiful. Its eyes are like crystals, and I don't feel unsafe with it.
Good.
It's actually very calming. And I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to integrate why the fear of snakes is coming through, because I have no fear visualizing the snake moving its way up each of my chakras.
What is the origin of that? I know she said it felt tied to control.
That was actually wrong. I want to tell her the snake is like a symbol for her. When she sees snakes, she doesn't understand them, kind of don't make sense. They don't have legs, but they can move the way they move. They're kind of ostracized by a lot of people. A lot of people don't like snakes, but it's because they don't understand them. And a lot of her own issues with judgment and been feeling like she's misunderstood. So maybe she's more like the snake than she thinks.
And what will full forgiveness look like?
Accountability. And even while I say that, I feel like that's like my ego coming through and saying that.
Tap into it more. What wants to come through? What does true forgiveness look like?
I feel like ego is saying, not acknowledging that these things happen that were very hurtful to you emotionally, just forgiving and not saying anything, not having the opportunity to address them is not going to work.
But isn't forgiveness more about, not necessarily about condoning something that happened or many things that happened? Isn't it more about releasing the energy of that event from your body so you're not re-experiencing it?
And even as you say that, it came up saying, yes, I have the ability to emotionally forgive her today.
Are you ready to do that? What happens as you do?
I feel both my ego and my spirit being able to sit in the same space as I say that.
Okay.
Being heard equally.
Good.
That my spirit is not telling my ego, don't address these things, but address them from love and to be heard. But my ego saying we can release it emotionally and detach from it.
Good. So all aspects were heard and understood. How does it feel to integrate that?
It feels like a release.
Good. Any specific part of the body or in general?
In my heart again.
Good. We talked today about claustrophobia. What is that all about? The feeling of heat and almost like a suffocation in the chest.
Fear of being trapped.
What's the origin of that? What's causing it? Is that this life, another? When was the first time the soul experienced it?
I can feel another life other than the others that came up, but it's like I can feel it there, but I can't see it.
That's okay. Feel into it and see what comes through. What was the scenario?
I can feel my ancestor on a boat.
What are you feeling?
There's a part of me that's saying we were kind of hoping that this wouldn't come up. They're on a slave ship, and it's dark, and they're underneath the bow. And I say they because it's not just one person, it's like a collective consciousness, I feel. And there's so many of them.
You can also watch from above to get the information and release it for them. You don't have to re-experience anything. What emotions did they feel? What was happening to them?
It's just numb energy. It's like a protective mechanism. It's like they've gone into a space of not feeling.
From the difficulties. Was the soul trying to understand something?
I'm feeling like it's this tied to Hoodoo again, to root work.
Tell me about it. Feel into it.
If they hadn't had this experience and had to come here, then Hoodoo may have never existed. Root working here may have never existed. And without root working, we as a race here would have never made it. We wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here right now. It's part of our identity. It helped us survive.
Does she understand this now?
She does, but it hurts her heart that they had to go through that.
Is there anything else you could show her to help her?
I can tell her it's in the past, it's over.
Does that resonate with her? Good. Has she learned everything she needs to know about this situation?
There's a thread that's still tied deep in Africa somewhere.
And what should she know about that thread?
That she should, again, continue to adventure there. There's a reason she had a draw there when she went. She needs to keep going there.
What about the claustrophobia? Has she seen enough for you to release this for her today?
Yes.
Thank you. How are you doing this for her?
Reminding her she's not on a ship in a bow, trapped. She's safe.
What will she notice after the session? Will there be any shifts in her?
She can be in a small space and not be preoccupied with it. There's no fear of being in a crowd.
What about this concern about being ostracized? Something in the stomach, like a feeling of loneliness and dread. What's causing this?
It's a residual tie to that first life in Africa.
Okay, so that's the origin.
It's not hers. It's not hers in this realm.
Okay, is that enough to release it for her? Or maybe you have to show her the origin first? What's the best way?
No, she can release it.
How are you releasing this?
I'm thinking about that life as that person and identifying that that's not who I am anymore. I see it as something completely separate.
Okay. And what was happening to that person? After his wife died, he left the group, but was there another way to behave? Was there something else he could have done differently, or did he need to have that experience for some reason?
He could have communicated. He didn't know how. And there's some of that I exhibit in behavior here. And now I see it as just residual behavior that wasn't my behavior.
Are you ready to let that go? Good. How are you doing that?
It's like being at a table and saying, this is mine, this is yours.
Separating the two on kind of a soul level? Or? Good. So both the worry about being ostracized and this other emotion, they're both released. The voice was a topic today. Is there anything else she should know about using her voice?
I have that, not the same feeling, but I have a sensation in my throat again, but it's not the knot in my throat. It's like almost like a powder keg. Just building up and like ready.
And what is it getting ready for?
To deliver messages, truth.
Is there any truth you want to deliver to yourself?
You have all the ability. You came here with it. You need to trust it. Take your time delivering your messages. You don't need to rush through it. And mind's coming in again, a little tap on the finger.
What does the mind want to say?
The mind is saying, you're me, right? But with love, we tell the mind, yes, we do. This is just us being mindful of you.
Does the mind understand this? Okay.
To just slow it down, speak from the heart, and take my time.
And the mind will still be involved, won't it? Just not in that way that burns it out.
Yeah.
Anything else on that topic of voice?
I'm feeling and hearing, in order to speak with more truth, we need to listen more.
And what will shift as you do?
The way in which our message is delivered and received will be completely different. It will have a greater impact if we make sure we listen more first.
Good. Do you understand that now? In terms of, what is her spiritual connection with her grandma?
Wow. Spirit decided to come back to this body on some level. That's why her and her dad have an intuitive connection. It's the same intuitive connection he had.
How does that type of exchange affect both?
I can visualize and see like a light and a dark and a thin piece of fabric in between and this cord going across both. And I interpret that as one of them is me, one of them is her, and we're the cord. The cord is connecting us across this one thin veil.
And what does the higher self have to say about that? Is that the natural order of things? How does something like that happen?
For our family dynamic, me coming when I came, it was important that a piece of her come with me.
Okay. So there's absolutely no detriment to either.
No.
Is it still necessary for that to remain?
It's necessary now. Well, what's coming through is if for some reason either of us feel like it needs to be removed, we can absolutely remove it. We have the choice.
Good. Is there anything you would like to say?
She's telling me I don't want to relieve it if you don't, because we have more work to do. But she's smiling like we have more fun to do. And I don't feel like I want to cut it either.
Good.
It's a positive.
Good.
It's not a negative cord that's like tying us down.
Mm-hmm. So it's not preventing either of you of moving forward with your individual missions.
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. Anything else about that you should know?
I'm just being reminded that at any time I have the choice if I need to cut the cord.
Good.
I'm centering in on my heart where I feel it, when I feel the guilt and it's not there anymore.
Good. That means you don't have to search for it anymore. Mm-hmm. Is there anything your dad wants to say to you, spirit to spirit?
I'm back at that door of that room where he's sitting and his spirit is turned around looking at me.
Is there anything it wants you to know today?
It's telling me not to give up on it.
How do you feel hearing that?
My spirit's just nodding. It's saying I love you.
Good. Anything else you should know about that connection to help both of you in the best possible way?
Spirit is saying, this room, this is not as I am, and I'm saying, I know. I see you for what you are. And I feel like that makes the spirit feel better, a little more at peace.
Anything else coming through?
I feel like his spirit worries about how my spirit views him.
Mm-hmm. And what do you want him to know about that?
I have no judgment, just love.
Good. How does he react?
He smiles. I'm just seeing like lightning.
Good.
Flashing everywhere now, hitting the earth.
Good.
There's not a direct message, it's just lightning. They're telling me that I am not my decisions, they don't define me.
And do you understand that now? Does it resonate?
Mm-hmm.
Can you forgive yourself? It sounds like it's time.
Yes.
What's happening? What do you become aware of as you do?
I don't feel any sensation there anymore.
Good. What about energetic? Is there anything to know about that area, why it was affected by a time period of a lot of upheaval in her life?
I'm wondering if a lot of the upheaval that happened and manifested itself physically.
Mm-hmm. Can you tap into that and see if that's the case or if there's more to that story?
I think I actually feel all of it's that, but it's more.
Mm-hmm.
It's all of the decisions, mistakes, and grew until they manifested into something physical.
Okay.
We didn't have the awareness at the time.
In terms of energetically healing that area, can you offer a path to healing there?
I'm getting the message that there's a person or persons out there to help us with that.
Okay. And
like
what's the best way to connect?
I almost feel like a shaman.
Is there a way you can connect with this being now in the quantum space?
I can feel them.
Can we do this work now?
This visualization of like going down a hallway with arches and it's like a moving, spinning wheel.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the tattoos, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what's happening there?
And it's like this wheel is like a churning energy, like a bowl, like mixing something together in preparation for something.
Good. Tap into that energy. What's happening there?
It's like glowing as the bowl continues to move and churn and rotate.
What happens next?
It's pouring out and it looks like liquid gold, like a lava flow.
And what's happening?
It's being just poured on my entire body.
Do you feel anything as it's poured?
I don't feel anything, but I see my energetic body again laying on the couch, and now what look like the EKGs are higher.
Okay. And what does
higher.
What does that mean to you? What's happening in the body?
A raising of vibration.
Mm-hmm.
A raising of an energetic vibration.
Good. And what happens to that part of the body?
It doesn't feel as empty as it was before.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's been filled up.
Good.
Reconnected with the rest of the body.
Very good. And what else do you become aware of in that space as this work is happening?
I'm definitely on another planet. The lava flows and everything it's not lava, it's gold. And I see a gold pyramid.
Tell me more. Explore the space.
I see an image well, the whole pyramid is gold, but at the front bottom entrance of the pyramid is like a being, like a statue. It kind of looks like Shiva. It's like the gates. And you open the gates and it's just a gold hallway with pillars.
And what happens as you travel down this hallway?
It's taken me back to the wheel. And those arches. That's what I was seeing from the outside, what was happening on the inside.
What does that mean to you?
Like infinity is what comes to mind.
Infinity.
No start, no ending, no beginning. It's all one.
And tell me more about how this applies to the energy in that area and also her physical body.
Everything is cyclical. This is not linear. Even in your body as we understand it, it doesn't have to be linear. It doesn't have to be birth, death.
Does that mean she can reclaim what's been taken? Can you help her do that now? Can you please explain what you're doing so she could fully understand it as she listens to the recording and puts it into place?
She's at the entrance of the pyramid, and it's like we're holding her, but there's a table.
So your hands are up in the air, palms up.
And all of the gold that's flowing everywhere is just emitting like a frequency that she can absorb into her body.
And is she ready to do that?
Yes.
What happens as she does?
It regenerates her. It's immortality. It's energetic immortality. Every time she taps into it. Again, even in her physical body, it allows her to do impossible things, like as she ages.
Good. And what will be the effect of this work?
She will have increased vitality. She'll have more strength to do the work she's here to do. She'll have more love, peace. It's like she can tap into it like meditation. It's like food for her spirit, for her energy levels.
Good. So are you nourishing her energy levels right now? And what should she know about her, both physically and energetically? Why did you show infinity associated with that?
We put the infinity where her surgery was, like a way to regenerate energetically what she feels is missing.
Oh, very good. And how will this affect her life?
Allow her to remain open to all possibilities, to have hope.
And hope is very powerful, isn't it? Hope and belief. They have a lot more power than we give them credit for, don't we? What can you tell her about both today?
And to also tell her that you're not going to have all the answers in the moment, and that's okay, because you're on a journey.
And the only way is through, isn't it? Yeah. Anything else she can reclaim while she's in this place on this other planet? What is this place?
I feel like it's like a two-sided coin, the physical and the metaphysical world. And one side of it was like the physical world of Egypt when it was at its height, and then the metaphysical gold side is the same time, just in a metaphysical world. The pyramid is making me feel like Egypt, which even in my conscious state, I've had thoughts of like wondering if I had a past life in Egypt at some point.
Is that important to know today?
Just the feeling, I think, is important to know.
Good.
Not to have to dive into the actual life itself. Just the feeling, that connection is important.
Is there anything else that you can access in that space, either the shaman or any information that can help you in your life today? She's
telling me it's a female shaman, and it's actually Bast. It's the Egyptian deity who's come to me before in meditation. She's the shaman doing the work.
Thank you so much for your help today.
She's saying I can come back to this space anytime I want in meditation, but she is infused in me what I need through infinity. She keeps telling me use infinity. That's your tool.
Good.
When you come here.
And what's the best way to use infinity?
To place it right over that area.
And is it like tracing it or just imagining it there?
It's like a gold, like a temporary tattoo. And it's just placed right there, but not on my skin. It's like in my body, just sitting. I can just take it and sit it in there.
Okay. And what happens as you do?
It diffuses its energy into my body.
Is this knowledge that could help other people, or is appropriate to share with other people, or is it just for her?
I want her to know that it can be for others, just to use discernment.
So she would have to kind of administer this to help others. Okay. And what is her connection to this female shaman?
It's her, ironically.
Good. So that's why the power is within her. Good. Very good. She's a very powerful being. That's why all these gifts are awakening now, aren't they? What does that aspect of her want her to know to help her on her journey?
It's telling her you're just beginning. Giving a little bit of a, you're in for it, girl.
You asked for it, you got it. That's beautiful.
Like a wave is coming. And when I say that, I can actually like see myself as an old woman.
Mm-hmm.
But I am really powerful. I can feel it.
Good.
I can see it. I have long locks. I'm dressed in this robe. My hair's gray.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few lines on my face, but they're like distinguished lines. And I'm walking and every joint in my body is healthy. I'm in my body, able-bodied. I'm not sick. Nothing hurts. But I'm not trying to be young. I know that I'm old and I have power in it, but I'm healthy, I'm vibrant. I have energy to give to others. And it's power. I can feel it throughout my entire body.
Good. That's your power.
It's overpowering me a little bit. It's incredible.
Well, you said, I want all my power for myself. So now it's yours to use with that humility.
And I feel like me as the shaman then is telling me, this is a journey. You will get there, but it's like earning your space. You have to do the work to get to what I'm feeling right now, and I want to do the work.
Are you ready to do that work in this lifetime?
Yes.
Good. Is there anything she can help you get equipped by saying or doing?
She's just confirming what I doubt on occasion, what I have over the last several months, all these things that have come into my world through my gardening, through being out and hiking, through bouldering. Mm-hmm. All of these things are here for a reason, and I need to, again, double down on them because they are going to be my tools, my strength to continue to grow into this being that I'm supposed to be.
And now you saw who she is. Mm-hmm. I asked today about, she said, I felt you before. What's the best way to understand this and navigate it?
That was unexpected. It was my wife that died.
In the African lifetime? Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's crazy.
Uh-huh.
It was her.
Is there anything she wants you to know soul to soul about that? You said that in that lifetime she went too soon. We were so young.
What I'm feeling is when we found each other again on this plane and this planet, it was because her spirit was frantically trying to get back to mine.
Oh, okay.
But that we actually, the purpose, we met it by finding each other. That was the whole point.
That was when the healing happened?
Yeah, just to know, like, I'm still in existence, I'm safe, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's it. We're not supposed to be anything more than that.
Good. So there's no contract or agreement or anything to be aware of. It was just a beautiful moment.
Mm-hmm.